Perhaps David and Goliath stuff.
Well, it's one way of putting it, Adam. Melbourne City are winning a lot of fans, playing some great stuff, very compelling football.
Glover claims that cross.
And Newcastle aren't. And it was always going to be a difficult season for Newcastle, but the portents from the first game until now weren't really going to be this troubling for their fans. And let's see what the boys in gold can do against the hottest team in the comp at the moment.
Hottest team indeed, especially here at Amy Park. You take out the result against Western United, which was a Western home game. The last four, 3-0, 2-0, 4-1, 7-0. 16-1 for and against. Bernie Abini, former Jet, only player to score in those 4 games, not in a Melbourne City kit. Jamison, really diagonal ball out to Naboo. Real strength of his game, keeping his width and receiving the ball, and then cutting inside. Luna gets to it, and a big opportunity early for Jamie McLaren, deflection corner. Sleepy defending from the Jets early.
He could have been punished, but survived. Their last win all those games ago was at this stadium. But that's giving Jamie McLaren way too much time.
Blue mist. Southern end of Amy Park. Get another corner. Griffiths attacking that one.
Just away. Their last win was against Melbourne Victory here, Angus Thurgate. And then it's just been a sea of red ink in the results column for the Jets.
They bossed that game against Melbourne Victory. Remember that one clearly on a Sunday afternoon. Since then, it hasn't quite happened for them. Another corner to defend for the away side. Noon onto his left, just beyond Connor Metcalf. We'll speak a little bit about Connor throughout this one, but a native Novocastrian. Not Newcastle Jets' fault that he moved to Melbourne as a kid, because his dad got a job down south in the Armed Forces. Stamatolopoulos can't bring it down. Yule got involved. Crucial. A bit of pressure on the ball, as always, when you play City. They wanted it back again, high up. Luna gets it to Metcalf. Straight at Italiano.
Didn't really collect that one, did he? And a couple of good sights at goal inside 4 minutes for Melbourne City. Jamie McLaren inside the box now. Connor Metcalf outside the box. He scored in the last start against MacArthur. A ripping goal. Gee, had a good game. And he's a great player. What a prospect for club and country. Connor Metcalf.
City would be happy that they've definitely got him for the duration of the campaign after the decision through the week from Football Australia to leave the Olyroos out of the equation while the A-League season is going. So Tom Glover, Connor Metcalf. I'd say Nathaniel Atkinson was going to be in that equation, but unfortunately his hamstring doesn't seem like it's getting better, and they brought in Daniel Georgievski, in fact, Melbourne City, as injury cover because Atkinson could miss the rest of the campaign. Here is Atkinson's replacement at right back. Galloway going on a little hunt with the ball. Naboo in space, running at Jackson. Straight at Italiano. He shielded the danger area well there, Jackson, but positive early signs for Andrew Naboo.
And Melbourne City started well. You'd expect that. Top of the table with games in hand. Playing a great brand of power football. Melbourne City under Paddy Kisnorbo.
Trombers to collect that one. Hoffman. Miller was looking for a ball to feed. It went over the top instead. Jamison is there to clean up. Does well to get the goal kick, which gives us the chance to get down for the first time this evening pitch side to a hopefully warm enough Archie Thompson.
Yes, it's quite fresh obviously here in Melbourne. Beautiful day but you know, cold nights, but entertaining football. Melbourne City always start really well here at Amy Park. You can tell with their record 6-8, and for Newcastle Jets, they only played here the Monday night. And
here's a chance for Metcalf. Thanks, Arch. Topping Stanley was the only one who was going to get that, but only as far as Jamison. Back to Noon. McLaren, the shoulder of Petrombus, who read where the ball was going. Trying to release quickly Valentino Ewell. That pitch, by the way, Archie, where you're sitting, looks pristine, despite the fact there's some rugby codes being played on it at the moment.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, there's been a lot of rugby union, rugby league, and you know, the grounds people here have done a fantastic job. And what I was touching on with Newcastle Jets, it's you know, they were here obviously on Monday night, didn't have the result that they wanted. And just speaking with Craig Deans before this game, he just wanted to see a little bit more endeavour. We saw with MacArthur, they caused a lot of problems with Melbourne City in that first half, and they did put the pressure on them. He wants to see that from his players, and just about closing these guys down in these wide areas.
Noon's cross only as far as Petrombus. He didn't quite get it all, Johnny, but when it goes out for the throw in, Craig Deans Harps has given his players plenty of chances. It's not as if he's ripped the playbook up for team selection-wise tonight.
That's the only point you can make. It's the only observation you can make. Adam, well said, has shown almost inexhaustible patience and loyalty in this string of results. Players, the only changes to the team, the players unavailable through injury or suspension. Just the one adjustment.
McLaren, Metcalf.
Just the one adjustment of serious note at this point. Matt Miller normally playing as a right defender, pushing forward, starting further up the field. Jason Hoffman at right back. And they have reverted to a back four tonight. The Jets.
Yeah, have been known to play the back three, but Nigel Bogard only good enough for the bench on his return from injury. Lovely touch from Noon, and attacking it is Naboot. Couldn't quite get his body around it. You can't believe that it's not a corner. Goal kick, another big chance for City.
Well, they're making pretty consistent an early passage into the Jets penalty area. A couple of shots on goal, 2 or 3 crosses now. It was, in the end, well dealt with by Lockie Jackson at left fullback. A difficult assignment against Naboot, and that particular situation was a sticky one for him. He did well. The big left footer for Newcastle.
Yeah, Craig Noon, though, so dangerous. It's no wonder that Jamie McLaren's having a wonderful season. Yeah, Craig Noon, though, so dangerous. It's no wonder that Jamie McLaren's having a wonderful season. What's been afforded to him in terms of service. He's got a bit of service here from the Jets. McLaren into the box. Wriggle away from firstly Topol Stanley, then Petrombus, keeps it alive. And Johnny just comes across and puts his boot through it, which he had to do. Only as far as good. To Metcalf. And again, looking to build on that statistic we just had on the page. Not on the same page as Scott Chambers and both blaming each other. Yeah, Craig Noon, in terms of what he's provided his strikers and those in the box over the last 2 seasons, 16, so it's 7 assists so far this season, 9 last, 16 since the start of last season. No one's come up with as many goal taken opportunities, if you want to put it that way. Just got in the way, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, whatever the case. Stephen Lucas's eyes foul. Go to Archie Thompson, and Archie, the Jets had a special visitor to the team hotel last night.
Yeah, well, they stayed after the game against West United, and late last night, Tom Butsianis, for people that don't know him, he was a superstar of the old NSL, had huge success with South Melbourne and played a little bit of football too with Perth Glory, but had him come in and just talk to some of the young strikers about finishing and you know, what sort of habits they need to get into. Obviously, there's been a lot of woes in front of goals for Newcastle Jets, and that's probably down to just having that calmness in front of goals. So he tried to express that through a lot of the video clips that were shown of Newcastle, especially against West United, but also throughout the year. So I guess it's great to have someone that you can rely on too. And he's done some great things about the back four, whether, you know, Kachumba's coming in if they go back to the three, but he wanted the forward.
สวัสดีนะคะใครที่เข้ามาแล้วนะคะคอมเมนต์ได้นะคะที่คอมเมนต์ด้านล่างได้นะคะทุกคน
can face forward. It's 4-on-3 actually, and Laslos decides to go himself. Thurgate. He paced at the back, top of Stanley, despite being 36 years of age.
สวัสดีทุกคนนะคะ
Andy Harpy will share a pitch on the odd occasion with Confucianis.
Oh, mate, what a player. And great to hear that he's still looking to contribute and, more importantly, being invited to contribute. Well done to Craig Deans. And not many of this age cohort would have a clue who Confucianis is, but he's not hard to track down on football clips online, and he should be set pieces with superb, beautiful left foot.
There's a good left foot potentially from Metcalf. Had to be millimetre perfect for Andrew to boot, almost was.
วันนี้นะคะพบกับทีมเมลเบิร์นซิตี้นะคะปะทะกับนิวคาสเซิลเจ็ตนะคะ
Some of the younger guys, forgive them as well for the Jets. There might have been a bit of googling going on. Half an hour lead in before Con rocked up. Here's Luna, a little pat on the back on the way through from Jackson.
ใครที่เข้ามาดูนะคะอย่าลืมฝากคอมเมนต์ไว้ด้วยนะคะใครเชียร์ทีมไหนเข้ามาคุยกันได้นะคะทุกคน
Win against Melbourne City, a draw, then a win against Victory. They were looking good, the Jets, for those 12 games ago. But the win against City at home should be remembered, gritty as it was, as the afternoon when Adrian Luna had 3 incredible chances.
เมลเบิร์นนะคะจะเป็นทีมสีฟ้านะคะวันนี้นิวคาสเซิลจะเป็นทีมสีทองนี่นะคะ
It's like a Kelpie on a tennis ball.
Well, just the decline in performance from the Jets from then to now, I think that's a great snapshot. Yeah. It's not just Angus Thurgate, but it's that energy he used to recover that ground, and gradually that's dissipated across the field, the sharpness and the application. It's ground down by errors and poor form, and hence the rut.
Psychological aspect where players start, when the team starts second guessing themselves as Garkovic goes in really heavily. Really heavily, just got beyond him there, and it wasn't a bad touch, he just let it go through, and Aidan O'Neill came in and got there first. Two young midfielders who don't pull out of challenges like that.
Well, nor would you expect them, but still, if you're going to commit like that, you have to expect the consequences, and it seems as though he's going to escape sanction, Steve Ugarkovic, who he might not have.
Noon breaks down on that left-hand side. The players inside him now asking for better movement. Quite synchronised at the moment, Melbourne City. Luna, back to Noon, straight into McLaren. Stanley looking for two shots.
สวัสดีนะคะเมลเบิร์นมาดีใช่ค่ะหนูก็เชียร์เมลเบิร์นเหมือนกันนะคะ
20-year-old who joined earlier in the season Newcastle Jets. Spent the majority of his youth career over in Europe. Went to clubs like Bayern Munich. Club to connect with. O'Neill. Galloway encouraged by his coach to carry.
Well, the Contagion's catching. Yeah, a little bit really strangely sloppy from Melbourne City after a sharp start from them. last 5 minutes they've been missing their mark.
It's a different look for them tonight against MacArthur. MacArthur were really intent on not allowing them to build up comfortably at all from the back. Basically pressing with 5. It's different tonight. It looked to be a handball for Ewell. Eventually it is called by Lucas.
Yeah, there's a sense around some of the teams in the league, Adam. You suspect that their best chance, they feel, after analysis and experience, is to match Melbourne City territorially and intensity, press, get in their face, try and force the game. MacArthur did it well. Wellington have done it to great effect on occasion. 2 or 3 other times other opponents have as well.
มี3คนเท่านั้นเหรอคะที่เข้ามา
They're a pretty difficult side to contend with in terms of matching their power and output physically, because they are so well prepared. Case in point, Curtis Good, back to him.
เรามาดูกันนะคะว่าทีมไหนฟอร์มการเล่นจะดีกว่านะคะระหว่างนิวคาสเซิลกับเมลเบิร์นซิตี้นะคะ
Launches one, eventually it might fall to Ewell. He'll get the throw-in decision, but Curtis Good, the fact that he's played every minute of every game this season, because the 6 years prior, when he was in Europe, total just 28 league games. It's extraordinary how he's been able to get his body right and then flourish off the back of it. It's not extraordinary the talent, it's extraordinary that the injury issues have gone.
And once again, the point you make is amazing. It was incredible perseverance from him. And perseverance from his employers as well, to know what they were working with talent-wise and back the recuperation in. It's certainly paying a dividend for Melbourne City. He's looking terrific. Curtis Good. He's had some crushing injury blows through his career. I'd suggest perhaps missing the World Cup on the eve thereof was the heaviest blow.
Here's Craig Noon back on his left foot and just flashes by everyone, including a stricken Italiano.
ฉิวเฉียดนะคะ
Ball plays wide to Melbourne City. It's
แหมสีรองเท้าสวยนะคะคนนี้
even in that frame, Jason Hoffman really found it difficult to get close, or any other Jets supporting defenders. And the one twist from Noon put him right in on goal. Massive worry for Newcastle.
Just to Thurgate. Italiano, for some reason, has decided to come back left-hand side when everyone was pointing to give the ball to Katrumbas, who's giving him a little indication of the fact that he wanted the ball. But they get away with it, the Jets, and Ugarkovic can settle. On the outside of the good ball into the path of Ewell. Will he cross? Breaking for it is Miller, Prucho. He passed it to Noon, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the touch from Matty Miller wasn't ideal either. As the ball's coming in, you process the data, the information around you, and Matt Miller making a great run into the middle here. Does he have any awareness that the person behind him is Luca Prucho and you want to put it on his left foot? And that's a technical issue, one of the ways which the Jets have come unstuck in the front third. He looked and saw on the replay. So touch it to Luca's left foot so he can run through and shoot.
Things that mean the big things. Just one last point on Curtis Good. You would imagine, and in about a month's time, he's going to have a gold jersey playing in the Middle East. The Socceroos and those World Cup qualifiers. Here's Noon again. Luna. Noon. He's left. Given time. Straight in the back of Katrumbas. Johnson running that one down. Can't quite keep it in. Looking the most likely. The 22 players
ไหนใครพอจะทราบว่ามุมได้เท่าไหร่แล้วบ้างคะมุมยิงไปกี่ลูกแล้ว
They're gonna allow that? What?
Well,
ทักมาคุยกันได้นะคะทุกคนวันนี้ทีมเหย้านะคะก็คือเมลเบิร์นซิตี้นะคะปะทะกับนิวคาสเซิลนะคะ
the guys used to do.
He's in the list for the season. It's a good list, by the way.
No, it's legal according to the ref.
Oh, they've been some
ผู้ดี
absolute
นะคะวัน
howlers
นี้
this season. Jay Hoffman, you're on the list now. Here's Naboo trying to get to the other side. There's that pace from Jackson covering well, but out for a corner.
And that, as you saw there, is one of the reasons why Craig Deans presumably has made the alteration to get Jackson up against Naboo rather. More than capable of footing it with Andrew is Lockie. Good to see him back getting a run of games. He had a bad knee injury which kept him out for a lot of time as well.
Luna, of course, there's that man Jackson again. Jamison, back out to Noon. Path of Luna, tricky spot here. Instead he goes back to Noon. It's a good looking cross in itself, but McLaren gets on the end of it, but can't get any purchase on the header. 21 minutes in, 0-0. Newcastle will be satisfied with this particular start. Archie Thompson, what's your feelings on the last 10 minutes or so down there?
Yeah, they've certainly been solid. I know that's what Craig Deans wants from his players, especially that intensity to press the ball. Although he did say, though, if you weren't able to win the ball in that first press, you've got to be careful because once you don't, that's when City play really well, and it's almost like it just catapults the next mistake, and then you just can't get close, and that's where Melbourne City are really dangerous. I think for Newcastle, they just need to close that space out wide. That's where the danger is, because if you let Craig Noon just have that space to run at you, he sometimes shapes up for your left. We saw it with Hoffman there. He shapes up with your left, but he can cut back onto his right, and you see him score goals like that.
Jamison just danced past Miller. Go back so City can go forward.
เมลเบิร์นนะคะมาแล้วนะคะ
Picky spot, dangerous. Header from Luna, who
ชิวเฉียดแล้วนะคะ ไม่เข้านะคะ
His heading ability doesn't match the rest of his game, and it's a fair standard to set. He's a great player, but he couldn't quite get that one right. Right idea though.
Well, it certainly was. He was shaping up. I was expecting more actually. Once he got into that position, he's not a powerhouse in the air, but he's quite adept. Otherwise, that part of his body, and that was well within his range to have been able to just guide that one. Really tested.
He's McLaren hunting goal 99. Instead, it's back to he really got hold of that one. And top of Stanley looks at Stephen Lucas and saying,
เบอร์11นะคะ
supposed to do there.
ฝั่งทีมของเมลเบิร์นนะคะ
Dangerous free kick opportunity for City.
งานดีจริงๆนะคะ
Revisit that replay in a moment. We don't want to get caught on the quick free kick. City can do from time to time. They've taken their time over this one. Craig Noon will have a go. It's under. They all jump too. Trombus is alive defensively there. Here's Noon again, doing a little dance. Thurgate. O'Neill, great first touch. Second touch can't get past top or Stanley. Ewell. Thurgate. Luna closing down. Pushing the back, not given, but we'll get the throw.
Well, that was a mistake for the Jets. Not just the free kick, but Stevie Ugarkovic, one-on-one with Aiden O'Neill, slips over inside the box, and O'Neill's through.
Stat count is 3 times that a Newcastle player has slipped over so far.
And week after week, it's not just Newcastle, players they may as well be wearing ice skates.
But the slippery's on.
They're courting danger, really.
สวัสดีนะคะทุกคนนะคะที่เข้ามาดูด้วยนะคะ วันนี้เราอาจจะมาช้าหน่อยนะคะเนื่องจากเกิดความขัดข้องนิดนึงนะคะทาง Facebook เนื่องจากโดนบล็อกนะคะ
boot played in.
ก็เลยต้องย้ายบ้านนิดนึงนะคะ
Galloway back over to Noon. Topple Stanley's there. Metcalf.
โอ้โห
That close. Rattles the woodwork.
รู้สึกว่าสนามจะเอียงมาทางฝั่งนี้โดยเฉพาะนะคะ เมลเบิร์นบุกอย่างเดียวเลยนะคะ
Stamatolopoulos on the right. Goes to the ladder. Curtis Good there. Off the throw as well.
I don't know how they survived that. I mean, it was the width of the post, obviously, in the final instance. But Archie Thompson was referring to the desire for the Jets coaching staff to have some intensity in their play. It looks like a lot of spectators out there to me at crucial moments. Players slipping over.
ทุกคนนะคะสามารถรับชมผ่านFacebook ก็ได้นะคะ หรือจะรับชมทาง YouTube ก็ได้นะคะทุกคน
Players went down like that, he'd be screaming from the sideline, "What are you doing wearing your hush puppies?"
Dude.
And the younger cohort can Google hush puppies as well.
Yeah, I'm tipping that he wasn't a hush puppy wearer on the bench.
And it's remarkable. I mean, Amy Park is arguably the preeminent A-League venue. The playing surface is over years, every week, it doesn't matter how much traffic, is pristine, as close to. Players have got experience on their surface. And still they're wearing footwear which doesn't keep them upright.
Griffiths. From McLaren. Trump's has done a pretty good job at the back there for the Jets. He's had to do a pretty good job so far. There's a lot of pressure. He's been on that back four. Fergay launches one in the path in the direction of Ewell.
นิวคาสเซิลนะคะเลี้ยงลูกมาแล้วนะคะ
Try and get the cross.
เลี้ยงไม่ถึงฝั่งเลยนะคะออกมาแล้ว
That was nice work from Trino York. Very, very tidy little dribble there to win the advantage over Galloway. And an opportunity for Newcastle from the corner.
This would be classified as against the run of play if they could get anything out of this, the Jets, but they sure as hell take it right now. The corner is over. Fastic is Topple Stanley and good.
คอมเมนต์เข้ามาได้นะคะใครที่ดูอยู่นะคะตอนนี้เข้ามาเชียร์ด้วยกันนะคะใครเชียร์ทีมไหนนะคะคอมเมนต์มาได้คอมเมนต์มาคุยกันได้นะคะ
Rose nicely on that occasion. Won the ball cleanly, emphatically actually, but more could come from it, unfortunately for Newcastle.
Rousseau's corner. Boston Griffiths that time. Thomas ignores Crusoe and then kicked it to the other corner. Unfortunately for him, it was on the Jet within about 40 metres. Seagulls now alive to the fact there's a game on at Amy, so in they come. Not quite as bad as that streak where it was. See that? Like about 4 million cockatoos.
อย่างเงียบนะคะทุกคนบอลกำลังมันนะคะถ้าเงียบไม่งั้น MC หลับแน่นอนนะคะบอกเลย
Northern City promotion tonight was opened up just after the Derby shellacking of Melbourne Victory. McLaren looks like he can get on the end of that from Galloway, doesn't. Goal kick. They decided to put $7 tickets on for the first 70 hours of them being available after the 7-0 win. It's good to see accusations half an hour in of slowdown tactics from the Jets. It's just good to hear, see fans back, rocking atmosphere across the weekend, notably at the Sydney Derby. There'll be fans in, allowed back in over in Perth as well on Saturday. They're going against MacArthur. Brisbane will get a home game for the first time in a while against Wellington on Saturday. Not to forget Cooper Stadium tomorrow night. United the lift against Western United. Great few days ahead. A-League action on Fox Sports. Here goes City down this right-hand side. There's the details of that one tomorrow night from Coopers. Noon stayed on this right-hand side.
โอ้มาแล้วเมลเบิร์นมาแล้วโดนนิวคาสเซิลแย่งไปนะคะ
What happened for Jamie in the last game and nearly a half that we've seen of him, perhaps including the MacArthur game, but he's again asking questions of top all Stanley. 98 goals, 2 more, and he's the quickest ever, not only in A-League history to 100, but Australian club football history.
Well, there's some big names that he's beat to the post. Yeah, he's doing a sensational job, Jamie McLaren. A wonderful bit of business by Melbourne City to secure him and not build a team around him, because their structure is and their system of play is pretty set.
สวัสดีนะคะคุณลูกน้
McLaren has led that line superbly.
ำเชียร์ทีมไหนกันคะ
Holloway does well to squeeze through Jets defenders to allow Good to open up the pitch, and here's Jamison. Naboot. Full run-up of his on again with his right foot.
โอ้โห
That down as an own goal, but the point is the City
ได้แล้ว1-0
1-0 up over the Jets.
เมลเบิร์นยิงเข้าไป1 ลูกแล้วนะคะเมื่อสักครู่
Got a deflection. Naboot's positive run and intent.
หลังจากเร่งทำประตูอยู่ตั้งนานนะคะ
We've become accustomed to this season, Hubs.
Yeah, well, it's Craig Noon or it's Andrew Naboot, but either way, Jace Hoffman's been isolated. Comes off the Trumpus. Wasn't massive, but it was enough.
แก้วเล
Lewis
ย
Italiano into the corner of the net. And it was a goal that was coming with deflection or not. very
ดีใจที่สุดแต่ดูหน้าโกดูไม่ดีใจเลยนะคะ
to start this game.
So the Jets with the unenviable task of being a goal down against this side at this ground. Here's a chance though. Jackson attacking it in the centre with Stamatolopoulos and Ewell. Miller tunnelled his opponent, Connor Metcalf, under the ball, gives away a free kick, but yeah, maybe a bit harsh on Andrew. Maybe it was going near to the post and the dubious goals committee can judge him the goal scorer.
I think the deflection was significant enough to play out Lewis Italiano, who's been good as a last line for the Jets.
They've awarded VAR crew, Alex King up there, who was relying on VAR a bit last night, has given the goal to Naboot. We'll be happy about that. Miller.
ใครที่เข้ามาดูแล้วนะคะคอมเมนต์เข้ามาได้นะคะว่าเชียร์ทีมไหนกันบ้างเข้ามาคุยกันได้นะคะทุกคน
City looking for their biggest home winning streak in club history, looking for their 6th game on the bounce in terms of a victory at home. Good for it at the moment. Positive beginning to this game. Well, Hubs, we've seen them in other games. Click into gear, more fluidity. We'll get to that in a second, see what Galloway can do with this. Entry into the final third. Might link up Galloway with O'Neill, but it hasn't been as fluid. But we're holding them to a high standard, given what they've done in some games.
Adam Cosnordo, we've seen them play impressively and he's still not been happy. So he sets high standards. And the danger for first playing 12th is that 12th can start picking up some of the habits. First can start picking up some of the habits of 12th. I don't know how that's not an own goal, by the way. He's clearly deflected it over Lewis Italiano. But the net result's the same. It's a goal.
เบอร์ 15 นะคะแอนดรู
This year probably deserves it, so fair play
ทีม
to
เม
him.
ลเบิร์นนะคะ
And that's what Kuznorbo will be focusing on in part of his address to his team is making
ส
sure
วัสดีน้องปลื้มนะคะ น้องปลื้มอยู่ทุกที่เลยเนาะ
we always get
ขนาดเพจโดนบล็อกนะคะ
our own processes, blah, blah,
ยังสามารถเข้ามาดูได้เนาะ
their own processes
สวัสดีครับแอดวันนี้น่าจะเป็นเจ้าบ้าน
win this game.
ใช่วันนี้เชียร์เจ้าบ้านนะคะ
Talking about processes with Atticus Norbo, go back to that game. Touched on a couple of times early in the season, the win for Newcastle in round 6. Well, before that was the Matt Simon night, Central Coast. Atticus Norbo was absolutely filthy with his side's application.
ฝากแชร์กันด้วยนะคะทุกคนถ้าเห็นไลฟ์นี้นะคะ
He came out for the warm-up at McDonald Jones Stadium. He basically
คนดูอาจจะน้อยนะคะสำหรับวันนี้
every activity in that warm-up, ensuring that the intensity was not only of a high standard, but it was above the stratosphere in terms of what they had to try and do to get themselves ready for a game of football. And you can see that's how they go about their business these days. Melbourne City. Ewell does well to get there in
คิด
front.
ถึงคอมเมนต์ของทุกคนนะคะ
Issues.
เข้ามาคอมเมนต์เข้ามาคุยกันได้นะทุกคน
No one. It's Miller. Miller, the right winger tonight. Goes over the head off. O'Neill. Luna gets himself into the right passing lane. Opens up that opportunity to bring in Craig Noon. So the switch Noon to Naboot works. His dividends with Naboot cutting in for the goal. Put it past Craig Noon to come up with something similar.
เมื่อคืนขอบคุณแอดอีกครั้งแมนซิตี้เล่นดีจริงๆอ๋อ
Smart run off the ball.
อยู่แล้วนะคะ
Cross right, but it's a danger they pose. They're running off the ball for Melbourne City when they are in sync.
ไม่ต้องขอบคุณก็ได้ค่ะ
Difficult to stop.
Just lost
ขอแค่
Metcalf for a brief second.
แชร์ออกไปให้ด้วยก็พอเวลาไลฟ์นะคะ
Behind. Thurgate chased him down well and maybe put enough pressure on to put Connor off.
อันนี้ต้นไลฟ์จริงๆอยู่ใน YouTube นะคะทุกคน เนื่องจาก Facebook และก็เพจนะคะโดนปิดกั้นนะคะ ตอนนี้โดนบล็อกไปหมดทุกอย่างแล้ว
That'll frustrate Paddy Kuznorbo. The ball given up in midfield. The first time clear pass to Jamie McLaren inside the box in space. And the pass is overhit, laying McLaren out of the opportunity. Now that's quality control.
Mr. Griffiths shuffles his positioning in between defensive midfield or central defender role. Tonight, central defender, Bruno Reich. Portuguese centre-back is not available yet. Maybe for the next one that Melbourne City play as Ewell wins the ball back. He's done well, Valentino. Again, Stamatolopoulos looking to link up with Miller. There was Griffiths. That's what he means to this side, just popping up when he needs
เกือบจะ
to.
1-1 โอ้โห
Great tackle from Austin Griffiths. Nice play. Tino Ewell again. The leading light for Newcastle tonight. Nice through ball to Matt Miller. Great intercept from Austin Griffiths. But you saw as Melbourne City moved that ball out. Curtis Good. There he goes again, stretching that hamstring. Just 40 minutes in. And again, a twinge or a little bit of cramp. Surely can't be in the ladder after 40 minutes. And pretty much they've been sitting back watching proceedings. So just keep your eye on that. That's a key moment.
Noon, lovely ball. Metcalf into that channel again. To his left. O'Neill. Put the balls on Curtis Good. With the whole played every minute stat, how remarkable it is, blah blah.
In there, you'll think back to the start of the season.
A little idea there from Jamison, but Thurgate does really well to get there in front of Naboot.
In Gosford, the incredible come from behind 3-2 win for the Mariners. And I thought Curtis Good had come a proper then, but he hadn't. He got through it. Let's hope it's the same now.
That was an impact injury.
Maybe this was too.
To where you don't want the impact injury halves. Speaking of bad throw-ins, we've seen a few of those this season, but that's not important right now. I think there's Thurgate. He's bombing forward. Stamatolopoulos. They have to wait a little while for some more in goal to get forward. Miller. Hoffman outside him. Luna blocks the cross though. Miller. Thurgate. Garkovich. City here have done well to this point until that point.
แอดไลน์มาเอาทีเด็ดได้นะคะ
Expect better from him. We've seen better from him.
I think the passing stats.
ใครอยากแอดเลยนะคะ
Passing stats are going to look.
ลิงก์ที่ปักหมุดไว้นะคะ
Matt tonight.
Got into stride since he's come back from Europe. Is he? How far off that player that we saw before he went over to England? Is he right now?
How put a number on it? He's not where he was.
Yeah.
Is that a number enough?
It gives me an idea. It's better from Miller. He's playing it simple to Thurgate. Past Curtis Good. Testing the hamstring issue for Curtis because Valentino Ewell was running in behind. So a couple of minutes out, Archie Thompson from half time is because Norbo willing his side to put the foot down in searches this second, or just wants some control from his side?
I think control, because I'm used to seeing him so sort of wound up, especially with his team and their movement and bouncing the ball and the intensity. But I did speak to Paddy actually before this game. He just wanted to see his team a little bit more in sync, and that was just half a game.
Quite there. That's him. Metcalf at noon. Pretty hard ball to play though, Harps, with back four for Newcastle set pretty much on the
คนดู
18
น้อย
yard
จังเลยนะคะวันนี้
Jackson dispossessed by Noon, but goes out harmlessly for the Jets. Goal kick. A bit of an inquisition going on here.
ได้ข่าวว่าที่ออสเตรเลียคือตอนนี้ใช้ชีวิตได้ปกติแล้วนะคะ ไม่ต้องใส่แมสกันแล้ว
Conversation 30 yards apart from each other.
ไม่ต้องแปลกใจแล้วนะคะว่าทำไมที่นู่นเขาไม่เห็นใส่แมสกันสักคนเลย
This time they get it through. Third game play to Columbus. Garkovich. So they want to him tonight when he gets in possession. Crucio. As well. Jackson. Garkovich again. Ewell in space. This cross is too big for everyone. Go out tonight, still be able to see him. Stand.
โอ้ยสีพี่เบอร์ 11 นี่รองเท้าเด่นมากเลยนะคะ
Play backwards.
เบอร์ 11 ฝั่งเมลเบิร์นนะคะ
Calmly. That's a Curtis Good. See what happens with Curtis at
นักบอลน่าจะหล่อเหมือนเมื่อวานนี้สักนิดนึงก็น่าจะดีนะคะ
Quite sure of itself. Alec Mills on the bench.
โอ้นกบินผ่านกล้องด้วยนะคะเมื่อกี้นกเยอะมากเลยนะคะ
Galloway breaks the line. The last line as well for the Jets. Back to Luna.
เอาแล้วเมลเบิร์นเอาแล้ว 2-0 มาเอา
Noon takes off. Link up with McLaren.
โอ้โห
Gives it in to Alert.
ออกแน่ๆเลยน่า
First time for a throw in, so Jets withstand question from City. Miller fighting with the ball and a few opponents as well, but eventually it comes down for the Jets. Can they come up with one last created chance? This is the man to perhaps do it, Newell or Marshall by Galloway.
สวัสดีนะคะคุณวิรยุทธ์บอกว่าคนภาคสวยโอ้ขอบคุณค่ะ
15 seconds to
นาทีบาป1 นาทีนะคะ คิดว่านิวคาสเซิลจะทำประตูได้ไหมคะใน1 นาทีนี้นะคะคุณสุประชัยบอกว่านกจริงเปล่าคะอ๋อนกจริงๆค่ะ
So comfortable from their point of view. A couple of opportunities set up by
น้องปื้มถามว่าแมนยูกับโรม่าแอชเชียใครครับ
provided the moment.
แมนยูค่ะ
The difference at the moment. Andrew Naboot has been credited with the goal despite the fact that it was deflected off John Trumbus. Like new dangerous Melbourne City in front again. Half time, City 1, Newcastle
พักครึ่งหลังแล้วนะพักครึ่งแรกแล้วทำไมชอบเรียกว่าครึ่งหลังไม่เข้าใจพักครึ่งแรกแล้วนะคะทุกคนเดี๋ยวเรากลับมาต่อกันที่ครึ่งหลังนะคะเดี๋ยวขออนุญาตไปทานข้าวก่อนเมื่อกี้แบบว่าแอบจกขนมไปนิดนึงนะคะหิวมากเดี๋ยวมานะคะ
ไม่รู้ว่ามันนานเท่าไรติดอยู่ในห่วงเวลาที่มีเธอกำหนดไว้อยากรู้ว่าเธอคิดยังไงลองพูดได้ไหมว่าความสัมพันธ์ที่มีเธอเรียกอะไรเจ็บช้ำมาจนเกินจะพอไม่อยากเป็นแค่อีกคนที่ถูกเธอคอยเก็บไว้ทุกครั้งเวลาเธอเหงาก็มาใส่ใจสุดท้ายเธอก็เปลี่ยนไปไม่เป็นเหมือนเดิมเธอไม่รักกันแล้วใช่ไหมฉันจะได้รีบตัดสินใจทิ้งเธอไว้เป็นเพียงเรื่องราวที่เคยผิดหวังเธอไม่ต้องการฉันใช่ไหมไม่รู้กี่ครั้งต้องทนเสียใจจากนี้ไม่ขอจดจำอะไรที่เธอเคยทำจะลืมว่าฉันนั้นเคยมีเธออยากร้องขอวอนเธอสักหน่อยช่วยปล่อยมือข้างที่เธอเคยจับมือฉันเอาไว้อย่ารั้งเพราะฉันไม่คิดจะเดินต่อไปกับเธอคนที่ไม่เคยจะมีหัวใจเธอไม่รักกันแล้วใช่ไหมฉันจะได้รีบตัดสินใจทิ้งเธอไว้เป็นเพียงเรื่องราวที่เคยผิดหวังเธอไม่ต้องการฉันใช่ไหมไม่รู้กี่ครั้งต้องทนเสียใจจากนี้ไม่ขอจดจำอะไรที่เธอเคยทำจะลืมว่าฉันนั้นเคยมีเธอ อไม่ซึ้งถึงคำว่ารักคำที่ฉันได้เคยพูดไว้เหมือนว่าเธอไม่เคยที่จะสนใจคำเล็กๆที่มีความหมายแทนสิ่งเดียวก็คือหัวใจฉันขอมันคืนได้ไหมแล้วจะลืมว่าเคยรักเธอไม่รักกันแล้วใช่ไหมฉันจะได้รีบตัดสินใจทิ้งเธอไว้เป็นเพียงเรื่องราวที่เคยผิดหวังเธอไม่ต้องการฉันใช่ไหมไม่รู้กี่ครั้งต้องทนเสียใจจากนี้ไม่ขอจดจำจะลืมบางคำที่เคยบอกว่ารักเธอไม่รักกันแล้วใช่ไหมฉันจะได้รีบตัดสินใจทิ้งเธอไว้เป็นเพียงเรื่องราวที่เคยผิดหวังเธอไม่ต้องการฉันใช่ไหมไม่รู้กี่ครั้งต้องทนเสียใจจากนี้ไม่ขอจดจำจะลืมบางคำที่เคยบอกว่ารักเธออย่าให้ฉันรั้งเธอไว้เลยจากตรงนี้ยังอีกไกลยังมีฝันที่เธอต้องไขว่ต้องคว้าอย่าจมอยู่กับฉันเลยจากตรงนี้ไม่มีฉันมันคงดีกว่าแล้ววันนี้ฉันเดินมาส่งด้วยน้ำตาฉันเดินมาส่งให้เธอเจอทางที่ดีฉันจะคอยมองจากตรงนี้แหละที่เธอเห็นแค่ฝุ่นมันเข้าตาฉันไม่ได้ร้องไห้อย่ามองกลับมาอย่าห่วงว่าฉันจะเสียใจที่ผ่านมาได้รักกันเท่านั้นก็ดีแค่ไหนอย่ากังวลฉันไม่เป็นไรแค่ขอให้เธอไปได้ดีกับทางของเธอต่างคนก็รู้เรารู้ดีคนคนนี้ไม่พอที่จะทำให้เธอเป็นสุขอย่างนั้นที่ควรได้เจอทางที่ดีวันพรุ่งนี้เธอต้องเจอคนที่ดีกว่าแล้ววันนี้ฉันเดินมาส่งด้วยน้ำตาฉันเดินมาส่งให้เธอเจอทางที่ดีฉันจะคอยมองจากตรงนี้แหละที่เธอเห็นแค่ฝุ่นมันเข้าตาฉันไม่ได้ร้องไห้อย่ามองกลับมาอย่าห่วงว่าฉันจะเสียใจที่ผ่านมาได้รักกันเท่านั้นก็ดีแค่ไหนอย่ากังวลฉันไม่เป็นไร ไรแค่ขอให้เธอไปได้ดีกับทางของเธอแค่ขอให้เธอไปได้ดีกับทางของเธอให้ได้เจอกับสิ่งที่เธอเคยฝันฉันคนนี้มีไม่พอที่จะพาเธอไปตรงนั้นฉันจะยอมปล่อยไปไม่เป็นไรอย่าห่วงละที่จะเห็นแค่ฝุ่นมันเข้าตาฉันไม่ได้ร้องไห้อย่ามองกลับมาอย่าห่วงว่าฉันจะเสียใจที่ผ่านมาได้รักกันเท่านั้นก็ดีแค่ไหนอย่ากังวลฉันไม่เป็นไรแค่ขอให้เธอไปได้ดีกับทางของเธอ
ก็เธอได้เพียงแค่เฝ้ามองเธออยู่แต่เธอเองคงไม่เคยรู้กับคนในใจตั้งมากมายมากเท่าไรแต่ก็ทำได้แค่เฝ้าอึดอัดแค่ไหนไม่เคยระบายกับใครกลัวเธอจะมองว่าฉันไม่เข้าใจแค่อยู่ในมุมนี้ฉันก็พอใจเพราะฉันรู้ว่าเธอคงไม่ได้คิดอะไรขอแค่ได้คิดถึงเธอก็มีความสุขขอแค่ได้นึกถึงเธอจากมุมนี้ก็ดีแล้วขอแค่ให้ได้พบเธอ and once in a whileแต่ถ้าดีเข้ามากกว่านี้ได้หรือเปล่าแต่ถ้าดีเข้ามากกว่านี้ได้หรือเปล่าอึดอัดแค่ไหนไม่เคยระบายกับใครกลัวเธอจะมองว่าฉันมันตัวยากไปก็จะไม่เข้าใจฉันรู้ว่าเธอคงไม่ได้คิดอะไรขอแค่ได้นึกถึงเธอก็มีความสุขขอแค่ได้นึกถึงเธอจากมุมนี้ก็ดีแล้วขอแค่ให้ได้พบเธอ every once in a while แต่ถ้าดีขอมากกว่านี้ได้หรือเปล่าแต่ถ้าดีขอมากกว่านี้ได้หรือเปล่า
ขอโทษนะครับคือว่าผมไม่รักเธอเลยไม่รู้จะทำยังไงต้องทำอะไรให้เธอมาสนใจยิ่งคิดและยิ่งหงุดหงิดคำพูดที่อยากจะบอกไม่ยอมจะหลุดปากไปสักทีตั้งใจไว้ว่าพรุ่งนี้จะพูดให้เธอรู้สักทีระหว่างนั้นขอให้คืนนี้
แค่ได้ฝันอยู่คนเดียวแบบนี้ก็พอขอแค่ได้คิดถึงเธอก็มีความสุขขอแค่ได้นึกถึงเธอจากวันนี้ก็ดีแล้วขอแค่ได้พบเธอ every once in a while แต่ถ้าดีเข้ามากกว่านี้ได้หรือเปล่าขอแค่ได้คิดถึงเธอก็มีความสุขขอแค่ได้นึกถึงเธอจากมุมนี้ก็ดีแล้วขอแค่ได้พบเธอ every once in a
+5 goal difference better than the Mariners. It's a handy little cushion, and even after tonight, they'll have a game in hand. Those sides below them, perhaps Adelaide United could put a bit more pressure on them. They themselves have got a bit of a quandary tomorrow night, taking on Western United. Western United starting a run of away games, which won't faze them whatsoever. We hear from Paddy Kisnorbo before this second half gets underway. As the man credited with the goal, Andrew Naboot. Looking forward to more of the same in this second half. Let's get to Patrick Kisnorbo, who joins us right now ahead of the second half. Paddy, what do you like the most about your side in that first half?
I thought the way we controlled the game was pretty good. I think at times we forced the ball too much, but over the 45 minutes, I thought we could control the game, and especially pressure to keep the ball in their third.
Hey, Paddy, when you come up against a team that's struggling, bottom of the table, haven't won for a while, is it a point for you as a coach to encourage, insist on your players to maintain their standards and not drop to the level of a team at times that has been demonstrably struggling over recent weeks?
Yeah, look, I think regardless of where we both sit on the table, which we pay no attention to, it's about keeping our processes and standards no matter who we play against. So it's the same tonight.
Paddy, thanks for your time, mate. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Driver of high standards, Patrick Kisnorbo. So what can the Jets throw at City here? That's the big question ahead of this second half, because if it's more of the same, he dare say City will go along and pick up 3 points. The Jets can just rattle them somewhat. Rattle their cage, if you like, Harps. One way or another. We have one of the upsets of the season in their hands as Thurgate looks to start things for the Jets and bring in Ewell, who's the fourth one to go down for the Jets on the stat count for the slippery feet. Ewell, probably Newcastle's best player in that first half. Ballooney gets things going for City. Noon. O'Neill, I'm told it's 5. Slippery heel Jets. Naboot trying to pick out the run of McLaren. Well marshalled by Topol Stanley, who is very aware of that little tactic from City, and Trombus has been good as well tonight. The diagonal ball from about 25 out. They're dropping nice and deep, almost in line with their goalkeeper.
Yeah, that one was pretty low percentage though from Andrew Naboot. The angle of execution and the flight of the ball was always going to favour the defenders, but it is a play that Melbourne City used to great effect.
Kisnorbo pretty happy with that work off the ball from his side to win it back and present an opportunity for Naboot, who was caught on the way through from Hoffman. Stephen Lucas is A-OK with it. They're going to go out. Topol Stanley's happy to play on. Crusoe. Ball and leg.
Yeah, no, totally clean from Jace Hoffman. And Andrew Naboot thankfully up. There was no hysterics from his teammates to ask the Newcastle team to kick the ball out, so they all saw the same thing as we.
O'Neill. Couldn't have hit that any straighter, that ball from one side to the other. Drake Noon, right along the halfway line. Naboot, one-on-one with Hoffman. Garkovic thinking about helping out outside of the boot, which has worked out okay on a couple of occasions for Andrew in the A-League. Jamison looking to play for a corner there. Crusoe winning an important header. Good, winning a more important header, and maybe falling to McLaren, not quite. Curtis Good looks okay, despite the hamstring stretches of the first half, which worried us all. That would indicate that everything's okay.
Yeah, that's a good sign. The touch wasn't as assured as normal. And away they come, Melbourne City again. Some free paddock in which to play.
Nice and deep. It's Galloway who's in a more advanced position on that right-hand side. Instead, they elect to come left through Good and Naboot. Griffiths looking for Galloway. It's a great ball. Galloway does really well to get back on his left. Here's Luna. Drops it back. Galloway can have a go here. He's surrounded pretty quickly. Ugarkovic does well. No, illegally, in fact. Looked to have won the ball pretty cleanly, but Stephen Lucas has given away the foul. Given the foul, I should say.
I was going to say.
He didn't make the tackle.
The referee complicit. I thought it was a bit of a surprising decision. Live speed. A little touch there. That's what he's pinged him for.
Fair enough.
That's great. Great refereeing. Great pickup from Steve Lucas.
That's why he's got the whistle and we don't.
I completely understand why the Jets appealed against it, because it was the faintest of touches, but he saw that it was enough of the touch to knock the City player off his balance. Fair enough from the ref.
It was a free kick in the first half where the Jets wall jumped. Craig Noon went to go under the wall and didn't quite catch it. So what he does here is McLaren going to take it and take his chances trying to go around and perhaps over Angus Thurgate, who's at the end of the wall. It is McLaren, and it skids off the head of one of the players in that wall. I think Lockie Jackson. That was close.
กลับมาแล้วนะคะ
Well, importantly for Newcastle, the Roar has
จริง
worked twice.
จริงกลับมาครึ่งหลังนานแล้วนะคะแต่ว่า
First half.
ทานข้าวอยู่นะคะเมื่อสักครู่เลยยังไม่สะดวกนิดนึงนะคะมาต่อนะคะกันที่เมลเบิร์นซิตี้ FC นะคะปะทะกับนิวคาสเซิลเจ็ตนะคะซึ่งเมลเบิร์นนำไปได้1-0นะคะตอนนี้เมื่อกี้ตอนนั่งทานข้าวอยู่เห็นทีมเมลเบิร์นลงไปกองที่พื้นเลยโดนเตะตัดขาแต่แปลกใจมากเลยว่าทำไมกรรมการมันไม่ทำอะไร
Direction from McLaren was the best option over the last man on the wall, but that was the shortest player. Angus Thurgate, so it's almost given the player a target. Whereas the tall players were standing in front of the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You know, comprehend.
Well, it worked.
That's the key factor.
However, the bricks were put in place.
Commanding defending from Griffiths and Stamatolopoulos.
ทุกคนกลับเข้ามาต่อที่ครึ่งหลังนะคะทีมเมลเบิร์น FC เมลเบิร์นซิตี้ FC นะคะกับนิวคาสเซิลเจ็ตนะคะใครเชียร์ทีมไหนคอมเมนต์กันเข้ามาได้นะคะ
The free kick. Topo Stanley takes it quickly out to Miller. Wise cross with Hoffman and away goes the boot.
โอ้ยมาแล้วจ้าสับมา
Racing
จ้า
down this left-hand side.
ทำไมพี่แกลงไปนอนทำไมพี่แกลงไปนั่งอีกแล้ว
Quick reaction though from City. What are you noticing early doors in this second half, Archie Thompson?
Well, look, I think with Craig Deans, it's a little bit frustrating that his team just can't seem to kick the ball at the moment. With Melbourne City, again, they started brightly, but just losing that little bit of cohesion. But I think for Jets, I'd just like to see them maybe play a few balls over the back, because once they start to play little balls in and around the sort of middle and defensive line, that's where City can pinch the ball.
It's a lovely ball from Curtis Good to Galloway. Down for McLaren, taking it on himself there. Galloway decided not to. Luna. To Archie's point, so Newcastle get back in possession. We'll see this one out for City with Good. Jamison. Comes and wins back the ball. Lovely turn. Cavs looking for flick stick. Italiano was going that way. Do you agree with Archie there, Hubs, about the Jets get it, just try and stretch out what City are doing in terms of pressing?
Yeah, I mean, why not have a go?
โอ้ยรีเพย์มาอยู่เลยตรงนี้ค่ะ
So yeah, I mean, great desperation there from Angus Thurgood. I think that's what they need more of. You know, I've mentioned one NSL coach in the broadcast, the telecast, Lee Sterrett. Terrific job he did, enormous respect. One of the most respected coaches in the NSL was Zoran Madic at Adelaide City. He had a great saying.
Griffiths goes over the top, but Garkovic covers the run of Luna. Goes back to I'm looking forward to this Zoran Madic line. There's some beauties that I've heard over the time, but here in the second, the boot perhaps offside.
And he'd referred to a lack of application in defence, one-on-one jobs, closing down, making errors or whatever, as alibi defending. And I'm seeing a lot of alibi defending from the Jets at the moment. And people who are in space, you can't get me, sir. I'm here where I'm supposed to be. But it's like a work to rule. There's nothing more. There's no putting your body, your weight in. There's no harassing of defenders. Attackers. They're just very happy to be sort of in the postcode and sort of blocking a passing lane, but they haven't got the confidence. I'll put it down to confidence to actually.
Here's Miller, drops to him, tries to get it back on his preferred
คอม
right
เมนต์
foot.
เข้ามาได้นะคะทุก
Covers
คน
well,
ใครชอบ
but that
ทีม
was
ไหน
some
นะคะหรือ
inventive
ใครเชีย
play
ร์ทีมไหนนะ
from firstly Yule and then Prusho to open up that half
เข้ามา
chance
คุยกันได้
for
นะ
the
คะ
Jets.
You know, to mount serious one-on-one challenges when your team doesn't have the ball.
Alibi defending. Good one, actually. Wasn't he also known to say he was seeing too much of something he didn't like? Substitute, please. The fourth official, maybe not please sometimes as well. He was a hard. All the stories you hear from the big ones and the like. He drove a hard bargain.
We don't want to go completely down memory lane, but he was famous for taking a player off his own volition once he'd already emptied his subs bench. A guy who'd not taken an instruction, so he decided, what, we'd play for 10 with the last 15 minutes. Just an outstanding practitioner, Zoran Madic, a man of his time, and had great touch.
And a principle by the sounds of it as well. Rule again goes to ground. He's asking for a corner, pleading with the corner, and getting a corner.
Well, unsurprising that it's Valentino Yule who slipped again. And he's come up with something for his team.
เตะมุมใช่ไหมคะว่าแล้ว
Garkovic with the corner.
โอ้ย
Who couldn't get to the ball. He was knocked off by a couple of Jets bystanders.
มุมจะเท่าไหร่กันนะคุณ
Stanley saying, well, it was actually
คันจมูกจัง
City
เลย
players
นะ
who
คะ
were getting in the way as much.
สงสัยเป็นโควิดแน่เลย
That's a hard one to.
Jets players.
หยอกหยอก
Ugarkovic swings in a nice corner here. Pretty hard to see what came from what, but Lucas, the referee, pounced, made the call.
ใคร
Right boot curling away from Italiano in the goal. Too clear. Space to utilise. And the skipper does just that.
That is remarkable. Statistically and physically with his right foot. Scott Jamison, left footers that he can punch the ball with his right foot, but given the choice 100 times, 99 times, he's going to choose the left foot to kick it with. Coming up with that finish to make it 2-0 and put that much-needed buffer between themselves and the Jets here at Amy Park. Chasing more success on their home turf.
กลับมาหรือยังกลับมาหรือยัง
City chasing a 4-point lead at the top of the ladder.
อู้
Deans has seen enough.
2-0 นะคะเมื่อสักครู่
He's been ready to
เมื่อกี้ค้างนะคะทุกคนแต่ตอนนี้กลับมาแล้วนะคะ ไป เป็นปกติแล้วนะทุกคน
Archie, I'm a
ตาม
little
แป๊บเดียว
stunned. With all
2-0
due respect to Scott Jamieson, what I've just seen with his right foot, what say you?
เมลเบิร์นซิตี้แน่นอนอยู่แล้วนะคะ
I have to say we talk a lot about Andrew Naboot, Craig Noon, Connor Metcalf, but I actually believe that Scott Jamison's probably having one of the best seasons in a really long time, and because he
ทุก
gives
คนหลัง
that
จากที่
drive
ค้าง
out
นะ
of
คะ
the
กลับเข้ามา
defence,
แล้วนะ
energy, gives that discipline from a leadership point of view, and you know, for me that defending from Crucio, that was too simple. I mean, you play 1-2 there, and you call, at least try to make a foul so he doesn't get in a position like that, but that doesn't take away from the strike. I thought that was right behind it on the sideline here. It looked like it was actually going wide. He just bent in last minute, but Scott Jamieson, he just gets better with age, I think. He's been outstanding for Melbourne City.
Sure has. Here's Craig Noon, trouble for the Jets. Saliano is going one way.
นิวคาสเซิลสกัดบอลออกไปได้นะคะเมื่อสักค
He
รู่
didn't hit that all well. Craig Noon did he?
ใครที่กลับออกไปนะคะ กลับเข้ามาใหม่ได้นะคะ เมื่อสักครู่ค้างนะคะทุกคน
By the City midfield of Stevie Ugarkovic. Away goes Craig Noon, plenty of space. I think most people were expecting him to leather that one. He's hit it completely.
At least Craig Deans is holding himself to his own standards. He's obviously not real happy with Luca Crucio. He's going to be the man to make way. Corner for City, headed away by Jackson, only as far as Jamieson. Galloway out to Noon again. Plenty of space for Luna here. I think the pass right, but Ugarkovic takes no chances. Luca Crucio is going to be the man to make way for Abbas. Noticed here with Andy Harper and Archie Thompson, and it appears Daniel McBreen sitting next to Craig Deans on the Jets bench. Noon or Stanley away. Crucio copying some advice from his teammates now. Oh, what about that ball from first time from Naboot? Struck it nicely, but only into a Jet. He attempted to run away, but he pass right. That's a neat looking ball. Trumbus does very well to not give away a corner. Tolopoulos keeps it in. Crucio doesn't. So first change of the evening. Crucio,
เปลี่ยนตัวนะคะ
the veteran.
เบอร์ 14 เข้านะคะแอบบาส
Starting his A-League career with the Jets all those years ago. Formative years of the A-League. Jamison's right foot that time. It wasn't quite on key.
โอ้
Sing moments ago, and that was massive for City. Well, 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline in football. I'd probably not apply that to this particular situation, given that City have been in control of possession so far.
เรื่อยเล
Jets
ย
win a corner, so a moment of hope here, perhaps. Curtis Good. So that's the second time, Stephen, that you've given something that wasn't there, in my opinion.
Well, let's see how well Melbourne City can adjust it to concentrating.
His first touch is a really good corner. Glover and
หมุน
Newell
ได้เท่าไหร่แล้วเนี่ย
clattered into each other.
ไม่ได้นับเลย
Glover's not feeling too hot at the moment. He's calling elbow. Good ball from
อืม
no malice there from Gould.
No, he's
To
just-
leverage himself.
He's just trying to get himself into a situation where he can challenge the ball. I mean, that was fair from both players.
Jackson looking for options. Just done it to Tolopoulos. Do well to get anything out of that contest with Griffiths, but it falls for Abbas. Nowhere to go for Topor Stanley, but back. Drivers. Searching for an option, scanning everything. Eventually he picks
สวย
out
อ่ะคน
Jackson.
ภาคอ๋อขอบคุณนะคะ
Good
คุณ
option
วีร
too.
ยุทธ
Look at the space out there. Lockie, he's got 2 options, 3 options almost if you count Ewell as well. Falls to Thurgate.
โอ้โห
Deflection corner.
A bad touch from Thurgate as it came through to set it up.
ไม่เป็น
A
ไร
good
นะคะ
touch, he can shoot more directly, or he
ทีม
can
นิว
draw
คาสเซิล
the
เราไม่ค่อย
defender
ลุ้น
and
เท่าไหร่
release back.
ลุ้นทีมเมลเบิร์นมากกว่า
The
นะคะ
ball control really took the options away from him.
End up with
2-0 แล้วคุณหมดหัวแล้วแหละ
just the top of the pressure cooker coming off. Not that the pressure cooker lid was on for long, but anyway, it goes on for City. Naboot, quickly from one end to the other.
นิวคาสเซิลแย่งบอลไปได้นะคะ
Sky blue of Melbourne falling to Jamison in control to O'Neill. Noon looking for a full run in the box. First it was Luna, then it was McLaren. Decided to go neither. Back with O'Neill. Griffiths. For all the star power that Melbourne City have got, the fact that Austin Griffiths, when he's not there, they've won 1 point out of a possible 12. Melbourne City says a bit about his influence on a game, steadying influence.
คุณวิรยุทธบอกพอแล้วนะคะสกอร์นี้
Metcalf.
เอ้ยมาเลย 3-0 ปะเนี่ย
Craig Noon cuts back. Traffic. Peak hour traffic as well.
เอาแล้วเฮ้ยเจอช่องแล้วยิงเลย
Cut one side.
Oh.
Does he have another go with his right? Tries luck again.
อ้าว
Get that right from Luna.
คุณเดียนชัยบอกขออีกเม็ดกินเต็มครับ
Metcalf.
อยู่ฝั่งไหนคะคุณเดียนชัย
Despite the attention of Hopkins, so they'll stay in possession here, City. Dangerous possession as well, potentially. Naboot.
โอ้
So a rocket. Right over the 18-yard box. Craig Noon makes way, and Marco Tilio, Archie Thompson.
เมลเบิร์นเปลี่ยนตัวนะคะ
With
มีการ
Andrew
เปลี่ยน
Naboot
ตัวเมล
likely
เบิร์
to
น
be
นะคะ
involved with Socceroos.
เบอร์ 11 ออกแน่เลย
Tilio's got a massive role to play with Melbourne City in the back end of the season.
Yeah, he certainly has, and the impact he makes when he has had his bit of game time has been outstanding. He's
เปลี่ยน
won
เบอร์
games.
11 นะคะ เบอร์ 23 เข้านะคะ
And that's what you want. You want your young players to have that impact. Okay, he's had to bide his time, but that's what all youngsters have to do. And you know, when you look at that starting 11 of Melbourne City,
คุณเดียน
the
ชัย
way
บอก
that
ว่า
they
เล่น
play
ทีม
games,
ต่อนะคะ
win games, it's very hard to put anyone in any side, especially this Melbourne City team. But one thing that I'm really noticing too is that even when the ball does break for Newcastle, the discipline and alertness of the back four. We talk about Curtis Good, Roston Griffith. They're just so focused, and I wonder if that's something that's been implemented from obviously Paddy Gusnorbo's playing time, being an ex-defender, especially in that central defence. It's just the focus, even when they don't have that ball, but just the knowledge that maybe they might break. I need to be in a position is pretty outstanding.
Archie, I actually noticed it a
คุณ
little
วิร
bit
ยุทธบอกว่า
last
ส
season
กอร์
as well
ต่ำครับ
with
อิ่มแล้วนะคะ
Bear, who wanted his
อาจจะ
players
สูงก็ได้
to
นะ
go
คะ
on. Italiano start on his line.
พื้น
Naboot chasing it.
แน่
McLaren back scoring again.
เห็นไหมบอกแล้วมันไม่อยู่ที่ 2-0 แน่นอน
For the
ค่ะ
number 9. And he's 20th. 20th.
คุณพวงอะไรอ่ะคุณพวงจำปาบอกแต๋ว
Yeah, Andrew Naboot hasn't had a great deal of joy
เมื่อ
in
กี้
these
มันเข้าจ
two
ริง
races.
ๆ ใช่ไหมทำไมสกอร์ไม่เปลี่ยน
It's a pretty set attack. Not a lot of resistance. Lockie Jackson pumping as hard as he can, but the start, the setup was
เข้าเต็ม
poor to
ๆ นะคะ
begin with from Newcastle, and you can't do that against a team in this form with this
ถ้าส
strike.
กอร์ยังไม่เปลี่ยนแสดงว่า VAR แน่นอน
He's on Bradman's average, and his
เนี่ย
team
ส
is
กอร์ยังไม่
looking
เปลี่ยนเล
very
ยค่ะ
good.
VAR แน่
Offside check going on at one moment. But let's not spoil the moment
No.
just yet. We'll let VAR do that if they're going to do it. But look at that, 20 goals. This is 18th game of the
เดี๋ยว
season.
รอดูนะคะว่าสกอร์เขาจะขึ้นให้ไหม
For tonight was Babo. Check clear.
แน่เห็นไหมบอกแล้วว่า VAR ทุกคน
Jamie McLaren, big marker pen as well. 20 goals and highlighted.
3-0 ใช่ไหมคะ
20 goals in
มา
A-League
สิ
history.
3-0 จริงๆด้วยทุกคน
Club record of 48 goals for Melbourne City.
เป็นไปตามคาดนะคะ
52nd game before Rolly took 70. It is an extraordinary record. Miller. Jackson, chance here for the Jets, goes to Yule. Yule didn't get anything on the header, but
เมลเบิร์นมาวินแล้วจ้าไม่ต้องเล่นต่อแล้วจ้า นิวคาสเซิลแพ้ไปเลยจ้าไม่ต้องเล่นแล้ว
as we've seen with Melbourne City this
ใช่
season,
คะแนนเป็นเอกฉันท์ค่ะ
this is Tom Glover's first save of the game, by the way.
จบที่70 นาทีเลยจ้าไม่ต้องเล่นต่อแล้ว ไม่มีประโยชน์
Do not let up.
ไม่ยิง
Do
แล้ว
not let
2-0
up one bit.
There's a lot of teams in the history of football who've built championship success on that sort of mentality. And let's see if they can enact it here. This evening there's every sign that if they want to, it's there for them.
Archie Thompson, you were there one of the nights where they did a number on one opposition and Paddy Kisnorbo was jumping up and down like they were 1-0 down in the 90th minute. In the 90th minute of that one, that the standards are so high. I'll just hold that thought for a minute. Good, that comes to nothing. You can go for it off the back of that thought, Archie. What was that game again that Paddy was unhappy with the finish to the game?
I think it might have actually been the Sydney game where they were leading 3-0 and let Sydney in.
Luna just caught off the ball. He's hurt his knee, but go on, Arch.
Yeah, well, I think that was the Sydney game where they let Sydney back into the match where they were so dominant. That's when he was really, really disappointed in his team's performance because they were outstanding for that 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and then they just didn't put the foot on the pedal or on the gas to finish that game off. And ever since then, I've just seen the way that they finish matches. They're just relentless, and that's what's so exciting, and it's a joy to watch because it doesn't just start from Tommy Glover. Because I was looking at Paddy Kisnorbo and
40 ยังไม่เคยเห็นมาไหมนะ เรามาดูกันนะคะว่ามาไหมแต่รู้สึกว่าเมลเบิร์นจะบาดเจ็บนะคะต้องเปลี่ยนตัวหรือเปล่าแต่คือสนามเนี้ยรู้สึกได้ว่าแบบคือกรรมการไม่ค่อยแบบไม่ค่อยซีเรียสเท่าไหร่แล้วก็ทีมปฐมพยาบาลไม่คือแบบอยู่ไหนกันนะเห็นเมลเบิร์นเจ็บมา2 คนแล้วนะคะตอนเล่น
which Melbourne City did.
Good in the way of Miller's attempted cross. Surprising substitution as well. To second guess the Newcastle Jets coaching staff who might know the physical loads of the particular player in question. But Valentino Yule, just mayhaps, or has he been one of the best, if not the best, Jets player tonight?
Well, I'm watching Yule watching. He's been the only player who's done anything to cause Melbourne City any trouble at all. So, like you say, there might be some issues behind the scenes about loading or a niggle or something. What stops us actually confidently prosecuting that case is he gets substituted most weeks.
It's a really loose goal, which caught the deflection, but it's credited to him and his night is done. Kolakowski is an exciting young winger as well. Comes on. Is on for Connor Metcalf. Just on Connor Metcalf, mentioned before, he's Newcastle boy, moved down to Melbourne as a kid, joined up with City and the NTC down.
เห็นชัดๆเลยว่าพี่แกผักนิวคาสเซิลนิสัยไม่ดีนะคะไม่ได้กินไข่และยังผักคนอื่นอีก
He was described as a pint-sized midfielder. I don't think he'll ever get accused of that particular physical attribute ever again.
Well, pints can be upgraded to schooners.
He's a vat now. We'll go.
He's a fine player.
Over to the wine industry, but yeah, he's a fine player and he gets an early rest tonight. He's got bigger things to come back into this season, so he's not about giving minutes to players that need minutes, perhaps on the periphery of the starting 11. That's how good City are going at the moment. A player of the ilk of Colin Berenguer is on the periphery.
The more pressing question for Newcastle is why City, Newcastle, the Hunter region, and
เสียงแบลจัง NC
in general,
ไม่ได้แอปเสียงนะคะเสียงเป็นอย่างนี้อยู่แล้วค่ะคุณนัทแมคโดนัลด์สวัสดีค่ะอันนี้คือชมหรือด่าไม่รู้เลยอ่ะเสียงเป็นอย่างนี้อยู่แล้วนะคะตายแล้วจะรู้สึกดีใจหรือเสียใจดีกันเนี่ย
McLaren is the first to react. That's a good point, Hearts, because I've seen the Newcastle Jets Academy teams play under 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, and it's not like the talent's not there. I'm not sure what's happening when it gets to the end of the production line in the factory, but it's an odd one. It's not like there's a stack of kids on the bench tonight as well, some of the kids that we've seen so far this season. So, something to ponder for the Jets going forward about what they want to be as a club in terms of developing their own. Develop a situation where they don't get done on them in this particular game. Here's a chance, Tilio. This might move into Polakowski. His body shape in the right spot because he had a chance if he could turn to get a shot on target from about 3 yards out.
คุณนัทบอกชมนะคะขอบคุณนะคะค่อยรู้สึกดีขึ้นมาหน่อยคุณเรียนชัยบอกเจ้าบ้านน่าจะมาอีกนะคะเม็ดที่4เชื่อผมมีแนวโน้มสูงนะคะว่าจะมาอีกเพราะว่านิวคาสเซิลไม่ยิงเลยนะคะไม่รู้ทำอะไรกันอยู่นะทุกคนดูได้จากฟอร์มการเล่นนะคะนิวคาสเซิลตามลูกอย่างเดียวเลยโอ้โหไม่ตามก็กันนะคะ
Even the seagulls aren't here at Amy Park. Berenguer, fast feed out to Tilio.
รู้สึกว่าพอค้างเมื่อสักครู่นี่คนดูน้อยมากเลยนะคะปกติออสเตรเลียลีกคนจะดูเยอะกว่านี้นี่นะใช่ไหม
Basically not worked for Melbourne City tonight. They've been able to move the ball around the penalty area of Newcastle Jets and pretty much do it without being under any pressure.
เรียนชัยบอกบอลสู้ไม่ได้ค่ะ
But the last pass, the last combination, exchange, the 1-2, the slide ball hasn't quite worked.
Oh!
I guess that's something for which Newcastle should be grateful.
เปลี่ยนตัวอีกแล้วนะคะเมลเบิร์นเปลี่ยนตัวอีกแล้วจ้า
Not out 99. He's going to have to sleep on that until City's next game, which is away to Perth. That'll be a nice little bit of symmetry. He got it in the place where he played his first A-League football, Jamie McLaren. On 48 for City and 99 in the A-League. He's on the cusp of becoming the fastest ever player in Australian club football history to score 100 goals at the top level.
บอลสู้ไม่ได้รอโดนอย่างเดียวคิดว่าน่าจะใช่อย่างนั้นนะคะ
Sure it has been done, but not at this level. Strong move forward. Tsubaki is on. Started brightly enough.
เขาต้องให้ถ้าเป็นคู่นี้น่าจะสูสีเมลเบิร์นกับบิชเบนนะคะ บิสเบนเมื่อวาน
Unused substitute.
ดูท่าทางฟอร์
Well,
ม
we're expecting to see a
ฟอ
lot
ร์ม
of him
การ
this
เล่
year.
น
He hasn't
เขา
been
น่า
able
จะ
to crack
ไม่
the
ต่างกัน
competition
เท่าไหร่
really.
นะคะ
Team's going well. He hasn't been able to,
บิสเบน
from the start of
ฟ
the
อร์ม
season, command
การ
enough
ยิ
game
งแล้ว
time
ก็
to cement a place. So he's been
ฟอร์มการเล่นของเขาค
signed
ม
to
มาก
these
เลย
bits
นะ
and
คะ
pieces. Contributions.
น่าจะมันกว่า
Jets
นี้
make the substitution. We're
วั
going
น
to
นี้
get
เมล
down
เบิร์น
to
มาเจอ
Manus
กับ
having
นิว
a
คาสเซิ
rest
ลนี่
now.
คือรู้เลยว่าทีมไหนจะต้องช
Standing
นะ
by with Andrew in the boot.
Andrew, another performance from you, outstanding, mate, and you got yourself a goal.
Yeah, I mean it was good from us. We were a little bit frustrated in the first half. We knew they were going to drop deep, and I just told Macca to stay patient, and we'll get a goal each, and it ended up happening. So
And again, that beautiful, powerful run that we're used to seeing this year, mate. Lockie Jackson seemed to keep up with you, especially in that first half. But again, that's a beautiful run, mate.
yeah, I mean Lockie's pretty quick. He's quicker than people give him credit for. So I knew come second half we'd run over the top of him with our fitness, and it's showing now.
And I just want to ask you about teams. You played with a few teams now. Where does this one rank for you?
This is where I've definitely felt most comfortable. They've got my body the best condition that it's been in a while. So yeah, definitely up there.
Okay, thanks, Andy.
Thanks, mate.
And that's saying something, son of a bodybuilder. Andrew in the boot. Going to play accused of not being in shape. Really, his third gates, deflection. Glover hoping, praying it went over, and it did.
Nice ball through the midfield. Eliabas received it in a really good position and threaded a nice pass into the attack.
This is corner, but Jets looking to make something happening. It's the week of the 3-year anniversary where these two clubs played against each other for the right to get into grand final. The Riley McGree game. A bit of sliding doors about that one as well. Andrew Naboot
มี
left
คน
the
กด
Jets
ไลค์
that
มาเยอะ
season
เลยนะคะ
to go to
ขอบคุณ
Japan.
มากเลย
Opened up
ค่ะ
a spot. Riley McGree comes in. So if Andrew Naboot didn't take the deal in Japan, no Scorpion kick. By the by, the fact that 3 years
โอ้
ago
ยฉันไม่
they
มี
played
สมาธิจะดูบอลเลย
Newcastle preparing
โอ้
for
ย
the final. Now they find themselves in the position that they're in as a football club. Hopefully they can find themselves out of it before too long, but it's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of good decisions at the right time from the right people. It's there, we've seen it. You've seen it, Hubs, time and time again. It's a supporter base that is happy to sit there and be entertained, and then eventually get the reward, as they did with that grand final appearance. Kolakowski, they're a loyal bunch in Newcastle. Will they get a bit more out of their team?
Well, their patience and their loyalty is not inexhaustible, Adam.
Tillia just zooms by Ogarkovic, Berenguer.
โอ้โห
That was a great challenge, last ditch from Lockie Jackson.
He's done a good job tonight, Lockie
ต้องมีอีก
Jackson.
1 ลูกนะกันไว้อย่างดีนะคะ1 ลูกน่าจะฝั่งไหนเนาะ
He did get out pointed for
โอ้ยถึงจะได้อีกลูกหนึ่งมันก็ไม่
came in
ช่วย
nicely,
อยู่
as he
ดี
did in the first
เมล
half.
เบิร์นก็ชนะ
Very
ใส
similar
ๆดี
set of
นะคะ
circumstances to clear the danger.
สกอร์ 3-0 แล้วไม่ต้องวัดแล้วว่าใครชนะ
O'Neill. Forward, no option. Goes back to Galloway, who just takes off. Marcus caught on his tail. Games to come. Melbourne City, Perth away, and then 4 straight at this ground in this form. As it stands right now, as Kolakowski gives away the foul on Miller. It's extraordinary record in the last 5 games, just in isolation. It's 19-4-1 against Melbourne City. His first ever Premier's play. He's looking pretty good. Far from it. I said that to Patrick Bisnorbo, just look at you and walk away with a black stare. But a lot of hard work to go in. brings out one in Melbourne City. Desperate act from Hayden O'Neill, little deflection in the path of Griffiths. Got the opportunity to go forward again. Melbourne City in Hunter fourth. Berenguer. He's looked lively since he's come on. Trying to impress for more minutes. Tilio. Hoffman stopping him, showing him outside. Back to O'Neill.
คุณวีรยุทธบอกพอเถอะ
Cruise mode at the moment. Melbourne City just knocking the ball around with a fair bit of ease.
ไม่ไหวก็อย่าฝืนจ้า
Scott Jamison. Give it 12 minutes after he gets back his
จะไปต่อหรือพอแค่นี้พอแค่นี้เถอะค่ะ
Miller, well done, front foot. Now an opportunity for the Jets. Chooses Ugarkovic, and Ugarkovic
โอ้โห
gets one for the Jets.
เอาจนได้เนาะ
3-1
ค่ะทุกคนยินดีด้วยนะคะใครที่เชียร์นิว ถึงจะเป็น 3-1 มันก็ไม่รอดนะคะเมลเบิร์นก็ชนะอยู่ดีจ้า
Melbourne City, the cruise mode ended up hurting them. Miller's good, came to try and snuff it out, couldn't. Matt Miller straightens the attack and finds a pass to the supporting midfield run of Steve Ugarkovic, very tidy under the approaching keeper. Tom
4 แล้ว 4 อะไร 3-1
make it 3-1 and some semblance of respectability on the scoreboard, if not in the contrast in general.
อ๋อ 3-1 เท่า10
Second goal. 450 minutes of football here at Amy Park that Melbourne City have played as the home team. Foul off the ball there. O'Neill copping one. Stevie Ugarkovic. His second goal of the season. Actually went fourth most appearances for Newcastle Jets in the A-League era tonight. This appearance, even though the fact that the rumour about Western Sydney was pretty hot, midpoint of the season, doesn't look like that's...
No, it wasn't a rumour. It was dead set on, but they couldn't come up with a deal that suited Newcastle. We'll have them to this point.
Wanderers need some players. Here's Berenguer. Squad. Here's Tilio, dragged back by Hoffman. It was outside first, then inside penalty in the eyes of Stephen Lucas. He pointed for free kick.
โอ้โหพ่อจมูกแหลมรีบฟ้องเลยนะคะ
I'll have a look at it. But as it stands
คุณเสรี
right
บอกว่า
now,
เพิ่ง
it's
ลอง
the
เมื่อ
chance
กี้
for
1,000 นะคะ
from the spot for City.
Tilio, very clever use of the body. There's the contact. With yanking back, it's not where it starts, it's where it's finished. If that was a trip, the initial contact would have been the...
นิวคาสเซิลนิสัยไม่ดีอ่ะไปชี้เขาทำไม
I'm not sure if the cameras will have the drone view above.
No drone out tonight.
No.
VAR
Seagull take it out.
ไม่ต้อง VAR จ้ะยูผิดจ้ะยูผิด
He's setting up. The Jets are pretty confident. And Lucas, he's had
คุณ
5
เรียน
minutes
ชัย
later
บอก
than
จุด
Stevie
โทษนะ
Lucas,
คะ
hasn't he? He's called it.
He sort of pointed, didn't he? Like sort of halfway between the
จุดโทษไม่พอเอาใบเหลืองไปด้วยเลยจ้ะนิวคาสเซิลแบบนี้ต้องโดนเห็นหลายรอบแล้วนะ
Initial adjudication was correct. Free kick, not penalty. So we'll take it all back. There's still a big chance here for Melbourne City. Italiano to be on his game with his toes. Maneuver here with Tilio.
อุ้ยรับไม่ได้นะคะ
With that, is it where the contact ends with where the contact is?
The foul isn't
the
taken.
feet.
If it's a shirt pull or that sort of upper body intrusion, it's where it ends. If that was like a trip, my understanding is it's where the initial trip took place. But if you start yanking a guy's shirt outside the box, that's the start of the foul. But you're still yanking the shirt when you're inside the box, it'll be a penalty.
Well, the Hoff timed it well there.
Yeah.
Very well.
Well, the point is, we're not to know because I don't think we have a camera angle that would go up the field, as it were. up that line of the penalty box to make an adjudication.
Not this one, but Stephen Lucas was right in line with it.
And they'd go with the ref's call. I'm happy for that.
So, corner, perhaps back, another one back here, big chance, and there's a bit of an inquisition there, led by Tom Glover. 3-2 for the last 4 minutes.
I mean, how ridiculous would that be? I mean, this is the sort of latent sloppiness that has been Melbourne City tonight. It's too harsh to say they've been sloppy, but they haven't been at their slick best. And this is the sort of trouble into which you can run.
Last night, you wonder what Warren Moon said to his team after the game when they were 2-0 in control against
นาทีบาป4 นาทีนะคะก็ไม่เข้าใจว่ามันจะมีนาทีบาปมาทำไมนะทุกแมตช์เลย
Jamie Young didn't have any worldies to stop or come up with.
อ๋อคุณเย็นชัยบอกนอกเขตนะคะเริ่มได้ใจแล้วนิวโอ้ยแค่ลูกเดียวอย่ามาทำเป็นจ้าโอ้ยจะไม่ได้บูลลี่ใช่ไหม
Instances where Newcastle Jets perhaps could have made it a lot tighter than it needed to be.
Yeah, well.
ยิงได้แค่ลูกเดียวได้ใจเลยเหรอคะนิวโอ้ย
Even with the lead against the Mariners, who just lacked the cutting edge, Melbourne City haven't been struggling tonight. But it could be a pretty hectic finish if they have come up with one
คุ
more
ณนัท
slip.
ถามว่านิวเจอแมนยูวันไหนนิวเจอแมนยูวันไหนล่ะคะไม่ทราบเลย
The Jets, for their part, their next games are at home.
คุณเลียนชัยบอกผมต่อไว้แพง
Tough assignments. The spoon is theirs at the moment. If they don't improve, surely that's motivation enough. In front of their home fans against two big rivals. Free kick here for City. There's the next few games. They've got another one against Melbourne City to come as well. So, a horror run of fixtures. Saw Brisbane on that list too.
โอ้เสียงนกโอ้ยได้ยินแม้กระทั่งเสียงนกคุณเวลาคือคำตอบบอกว่าต่อลูกครึ่งได้กินอยู่นะคะได้ยินเสียงนกด้วย
Making a late claim. Figure out where exactly is trying to land this
เอา
one.
ยิงเลยจ้าโอ้ย
Drown Luna goes for goal. Save it from Italiano. Difficult little area. That's just in front of him.
แหมสัก4-1ก็ได้เถอะ
Hoffman stops Bucky. Luna keeps it in. Petralos is there helping.
นี่ถ้าเป็นสนามอื่นนะกรรมการเขาไม่มีการแบบปล่อยผ่านเลยนะจะบอกให้
As well, Costa.
สนามนี้คือชิลมาก
Navas, flick, and Miller puts the bomb up. Naples that off his thigh to bring it down into the path of Galloway. So 30 seconds left here. City, another 3 points, another step towards maiden premiership as a football club. Grand finalists of last season got themselves into the Asian Champions League, building slowly, hunting for a 4th year as well. Berenguer. Luna.
คุณเดียนชัยบอกว่านกเยอะครับในสนาม
A good performance and a big 3 points
จ
for
บแล้ว
Melbourne
นะ
City.
คะเกมนี้ 3-1 โอ้ยปิดเร็วจังไปแล้วนะคะทุกคน